Hey all, Bree from the No Guilt Mom podcast, and I have got a gift for you this holiday season. If you love the No Guilt Mom podcast, and I mean love the No Guilt Mom podcast, then tell us about it. Leave us a review, and you can be entered to win a No Guilt Mom gift card. All you have to do is leave a review, take a screenshot, and then simply go to noguiltmom.com/review to enter our giveaway for a free No Guilt Mom gift card, simply for telling us what you think about the podcast. It is amazing. But don't delay. Get right on this, as we're going to be giving away that No Guilt Mom gift card on December 21st. So get right on over and visit noguiltmom.com/review.
Welcome to the No Guilt Mom podcast. This is Joanne, and I am here for another No Guilt Mom win, where we have members of our Balance VIP community come on and share something that they have changed in their lives, how they did it, how it feels, so you could do so too. Today, I'm going to introduce you to Rachel, who made a big change in her life by asking her older kids to help out with supervising younger ones during meal times. And I can't wait for her to share with you how she did it and what it looks like now. So welcome, Rachel. I'm so happy to have you here. What was it like for you when you were trying to prepare a meal at home?
So like you say, I've got 4 kids, and the youngest is 1. And he's into everything. And it's not just the normal, like, emptying cupboards. It's like dragging furniture around so that he can climb up to stuff. And he's learned how to open the oven. So it's just really stressful. I had to put him in his high chair, and he would scream the place down, even though I'd try to give him snacks or, give him toys on his high chair. He'd just scream while I was trying to cook. Or I'd put him at one side of the kitchen and then run across and open the oven and put something in and close it and run back to him, and by that time he was next to me, and it was just terrifying all the time. It was so stressed, the energy it took me just to cook a meal. And even when I was sort of doing some of it at lunchtime and putting it in the slow cooker so it was ready, I'd still have to carry the boiling water for the pasta, say, and pour that out, and he'd be one place at one time, and then he'd be under my feet, and I'd be scared I was going to fall over and drop the water on his head. And at the same time, the other 3 were either arguing or coming in and going, "Can I just have a snack? No, I'm clearly making tea right now. Can I do this? Can you just help me with my homework? Can you do it?" And I was just so frazzled that it just took all my energy just getting through tea time. And by the end of tea, I just wanted everyone to go to their bedrooms and not speak to me till the next day.
Understandably, I think you've described a situation that so many parents experience. You were just done by the end of it. And especially when you add in the thing of trying to keep a little one alive and not kill themselves, that is so stressful, because that's really what you're doing. I remember when my son was 2 years old, he was I was making dinner, and he would go and he would do the same thing, open the oven. And then one day I turned around, and he had taken my glass of red wine, which was way in the counter. I have no idea how he got it. He poured the thing over his head. Red wine was streaming down his face, because kids that age are nutso.
And it was a really new experience for me, because my other 3 had always been quite content to sit in a little playpen in the kitchen. So as long as they could see me, or even sit in their high chair and pretend like they were cooking, the other 3 had been content to do that. And my youngest just isn't. He wants to be everywhere and climbing. And so it was new to me, and I couldn't figure out how to deal with that.
So you came into our Balance VIP group, and I remember this coaching call when we were talking about it. So what happened there? What did you hear there that kind of changed things around?
So I think the biggest thing was a mindset change. So for me as a parent, I've always felt some of this comes from having 4 children. So you get a lot of, "Oh, you've got your hands full," and, "Oh, well, you chose to have 4 children," and, "What do you expect with 4 kids?" And you kind of, I'd built up this feeling that everything's my responsibility. So I have to make sure that I do everything, and I can't ask the kids for help because they're kids. And I came to the coaching and just had a completely different point of view given to me. And the idea that, well, actually part of my job as a parent is to teach them skills and teach them responsibility and prepare them for life. And some of that is getting them to help and also be part of a team. Like, I'm not on my own, they are part of a team. And everyone had their own little sayings, and there was like, teamwork makes the dream work, and everyone's kind of putting them in the comments, and that made me feel like a relief, but also like, actually it is okay to ask for their help. And there is a balance kind of between expecting them to take on a parental responsibility, but asking them for help. And there's a balance in the middle where, no, I'm not expecting them to kind of parent, but they can play together and help out that way. And so we made a decision once I came to the conclusion that it's not all my responsibility and I can ask for their help. We made the decision that I would ask my eldest, my 10-year-old, just to play with the youngest for 10 minutes while I did the trickiest parts of cooking tea, sort of moving, getting things in and out of the oven and pouring the hot water. And yeah, that's what I did. And I asked him, and it was good.
And what did he say when you asked him?
Do I have to? Is what he said.
Of course.
But I gave him that, and I was like, I explained that to him, and I was like, right, so at the end of the day, I'm really tired, and I find it really stressful having Reuben around while I'm trying to cook tea, and you want to be fed, and I want you to be fed, and I want you to have healthy food, and you don't want to have a sandwich for your tea. And also, the thing was, I'd come to it because they didn't like their bedtime, and I was feeling bad because they were going to bed early because I'd had enough. I was like, well, you want your bedtime to be later, and for your bedtime to be later, I have to have the energy to have everyone still up later. So if you can look after him for 10 minutes for me, so I can do the tricky parts of tea, then we can extend your bedtime by half an hour. So you're not missing out, like you might be missing out on 10 minutes playtime, but you'll get half an hour playtime later. And he was like, that sounds like a good deal.
It does.
And once we had that conversation, he was like, yeah, okay, I can do that. And he did. And it hasn't always gone to plan. There's sometimes when the baby just doesn't want his brother. He doesn't want to play with his brother. He wants his mama. And he feels disappointed that he's not been able to entertain him. But on the days that it does work, it's great.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, like two really key things there that I think a lot of parents who are going to try this will run into. First is that initial resistance from a child for helping out. And you navigated that so well by telling him exactly how you were feeling, and also like negotiating with him, because so many people are kind of against negotiating with kids. But really, if we're working as a team, we're making sure that everyone gets their needs met. So you really pointed out how his needs are getting met at the same time that he's helping and contributing. So like now that he is playing with the 1-year-old, like what have you found with your energy level now?
So on the days where it goes well, the first time I tried this, it went really well. And there has been times after that, but the first time I was so surprised. I had so much more energy. It's amazing how draining it is, that stress of needing to be on top of them, and to just have peace and quiet, no screaming, and to be able to focus on one single task and get it done without having to do everything else. I had so much more energy. And that night, the first night, I read 2 chapters of my son's book to him. And usually I manage a couple of pages and I'm like, I'm done now. You can read, but I'm done. I read 2 chapters of his book, and I managed to spend more time with all 3 kids, and they all went to bed half an hour later. And it just felt so much better because I felt like I'd had more quality time with them, and they felt better because they felt that they'd had that quality time. All for 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes of him helping.
Just 10 minutes.
And they got all that extra energy and presence from me. And it just felt really good.
Yeah. And it does go up and down, as you've said, which is totally natural and normal. But overall, it sounds like it's been a really great improvement, would you say?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, like you say, there's days like when baby doesn't want his brothers, but on the days where he does, it's great. And yeah, I can't. Yeah, I wish I could share like how much more energy I have just having that 10 minutes to get what I need to do done. It's such a win for me. Yeah.
I hear it in your voice, like the energy you have, and like thinking back to that coaching call we had in Balance, like you are projecting a totally different energy now. And I'm so excited to see what else is coming up for you. So thank you so much, Rachel, for sharing this win. And I hope that it encourages others, if you are having struggles during dinner, to ask for help. Even just 10 minutes makes a difference. So remember, best mom's a happy mom. Take care of you, and we'll talk to you later.
Are you looking for something to listen to with your whole family? Then check out 6 Minutes, produced and created by Gen Z Media. With over 200 twisty, cliffhanger-filled episodes, 6 Minutes tells the story of 11-year-old Holiday, who is pulled from the icy waters with no memory of who she is or where she came from.
3 years ago, Brinley Pasternak helped the Anders family uncover the truth about Holiday's past. Now she'll need them to help her find the truth about hers. In 6 Minutes Out of Time, the long-awaited sequel, Cyrus Anders is found unconscious near the mysterious Elixir Academy in Florida, and Brinley learns the school may have a shocking connection to her missing mother.
Dive in now and get the most downloaded family audio adventure in history. Follow 6 Minutes wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen early and ad-free with the GZM family subscription.